Hello, old friends, we meet again. It's been a while. Where should we begin? How about here? Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is the Mouth of the South Shore, Eric Cordova, and along with my buddies, the Paz, Jason Pozorowski, and Mr. Eric Kravit, formerly known as the Long Island Iced Tea, we are the Mouth of the South Shore radio show, fan versus fans' first, only, and greatest wrestling show. But you know, if you haven't listened to us before, that we don't only do wrestling, we do it all. And let me tell you, after a long and hot summer, one where you never quite knew whether we were going to be on the air, we were like Mike Francesa in that way. We are now back and better than ever with a new time slot, Wednesdays at 9:30 p.m., shooting all the way up to 11 p.m., Those of you who are night owls, you want to stay tuned all the way up to 11. Those of you who get tired, well, you'll be able to catch us the next day in archive, and I know that you will. I got to thank the fans out there because one of our shows this summer was actually our highest rated show ever, so I thank you, but we're not satisfied yet. We want to reach bigger. We want to go bigger and better. We want to be the greatest show since the last greatest show. We want to be the greatest show in radio history. We want to be bigger than the fireside chats of the 30s. That is what we want from our fans, and we're going to do it with your help. So tune in this Wednesday night. We got a great show lined up for you. We'll talk about Daniel Bryan's rise to power and fall from grace. We'll talk about the new corporation and how much it mirrors the old corporation. Hey, 2 third-generation superstars leading the charge. Anyone else notice? I know I did. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about CM Punk and Paul Heyman's ever-going storyline. We'll talk about the Money in the Bank and why I think, and perhaps the other guys will agree, maybe they'll disagree, why I think it could be booked a bit better. And yeah, I'm talking about that guy who still has it. We'll talk about AJ Styles and whether or not his contract will go beyond the 3 months he extended, and whether he should or should not extend with TNA, or whether he should give himself a shot at the WWE. And of course, because I never let it be just a wrestling show, we'll talk a little bit of my favorite and your favorite, some football. And if you know me, you know I got a rant coming because one of my teams had a really awful weekend. But then again, one of my other teams had a really good weekend. So we got a lot to talk about. NFL Week 1, College Football Week 2, MLB Pennant Race, and all the great wrestling topics we talked about. And we got only an hour and a half to cover it. And we'll still find time to take all of your calls. Tune in for that and more on the legend, wait for it, Mouth of the South Shore radio show on the Fan vs. Fan Radio Network, Wednesdays at 9:30 p.m. Fan vs. Fan Radio, Blog Talk Radio. Don't miss it. Dairy.